Hi Susma, this is the second video, and the new feature as I see it, and now when you've seen this video I would like to have your feedback on it. The new feature as I see it with the contract info is going to work in a way where the customer will get this page, which I call a booking overview page. Here he will see contract info from customer, or from you it might say, and in the beginning it will not say done, it will just say click here to fill out, just like it does right here. And once you have filled it out and he have locked the info, it will appear green and it will say done. So in the contract info from artist it might say something like awaiting artist to fill out the contract info, and then it will say contract download not ready yet. So as soon as we have the contract info from the customer done and locked, and we have the contract info from artist done and locked, we will be able to, maybe in the administration or maybe automatically, we will be able to generate a PDF file just like the one you saw from the old system with all the information. So this is the difficult part of all the booking fee feature, where we need to get this info from the customer and from the artist, and probably we will need to follow up on these manually through email and manually through phone calls to make sure that both of them have put in the info and they put in the right info, and they also clicked on the right button, so that everything is locked and ready to create the PDF file. And this is where I see the big problems, and I would like your inputs. The rest of this page is just like your checklist. We just put that on. That's a download feature where it will download a PDF file. That is the same for all customers. Contact person is pretty simple. We just need to get this info from the artist, because right now we don't have this info. So the first login they do after we have launched this feature, we will have to ask them about who is the contact person. And then we have the SOS numbers here. That's also very simple, always the same info. And then I inputted this also with the deposit made. And let's just take a look at that feature by going to the design page, overview, the contract. So from the last page we just looked on, where the top choice was contact information for the customer. When he clicks on his info, he can go here and he can input, well, the event date we already have, so we can put that in automatically. Maybe give him a choice to edit it if it might be wrong, but put it in automatically. Then we need to know about the location name, location address, location zip code, location city, and when should the music start, and does the customer have important information that he would like to have on the contract. If he has, he will put it in here, and then he will press send info, and this will be saved. And actually I also plan to put a lock info, so he can both save it and go back to it later and save it again and edit it and save it, and then at some point he will be able to lock the info. And then down here below we need you to approve these data from the artist, and I made this mock-up so that right now there's no data yet, but once, let's go to the artist page. So this is the artist page, and here the artist can put in some information, and in the same way he will be able to send these info and save them, and also to lock them. And once he have locked them, the customer will get a page similar to this one, where he can see the information and approve it. So this might be a little bit, I mean, it seems what we need from both the customer and the artist is they put in the info and they lock it, and after they've done that, we also need the other party to approve it, and after they have approved it, we will create the PDF file, the contract. I'm a little bit worried about this long process where they put in info, save it, edit the info, save it, then log it, then the other party approves it, and then we can make the PDF file. But I cannot see it done in any other way, because if we take one of these steps out, if we don't allow the user to log it, then they might start to approve some data that is actually not finalized. And if we don't give them the chance to approve the other party's information, then the first party might put in some info that the second party does not approve of, and so this is a little bit of a tricky feature, but I think it can be done here like this, like I've made it. And I also think that if we have a good administration overview page for this, where we can see the date of the event, how far is it to the date, and then we can see the progress in some way, graphical way, and we will be able to, I talked with Nina about it, about making the feature this way. We will be able to follow up with either the customer and follow up with the artist manually through our email, or just in fact just call them and say you haven't filled out this and we are waiting for you to fill it out. Then it would be great. So the last thing I want to add here, and I'm going to rearrange this design because I'm not done with it, but you can see the things that I would like to have on it, and you can see pretty much how it would look. The last thing I want to just point out is I put this thing on where I ask, do you want the customer to pay a deposit? If yes, please enter the amount. So let's say that he put in a booking fee here. The booking fee for the event might be $1,000. So maybe he will say, I would like the customer to pay a deposit, and that could be, let's say, $200. So he will pay the deposit, and this means that the customer will pay the deposit to us. We will get that money, and it actually is something that is making it will be a good situation for the artist, because in case the customer will cancel this, then he will have his $200 secured, and he will get the $200 because he booked the date, and it is not his fault this got cancelled. So I think this would be a great feature that will add service for the artist, and will also be a safe way for the customer to pay to a third party, so that he's not transferring money to the artist and don't know if he will ever see the artist, and he will just run away with the money, but is actually transferring it to a third party, and then the third party can forward it to the artist after the event. Another thing I just want to add to this, as I see this feature, it might actually make some artists want to put their own gigs into this feature. So that means that a step forward, we might be able to make a button inside the artist module where he can create a contract and ask for a deposit, and that would actually make a lot of money go through our system and could help us out, because these are actually huge amounts that they take for each gig. So it might be able to help us out if we have a very good cash flow. So this was a long video. I hope it wasn't too boring, but now you got a lot of ideas about what I would like to do, and I hope that you can send me some inputs about what you think about this feature. How could we make it better? Do you see the value? And do you have questions, or do you fully understand it? Okay, I will stop now. See you, Subha. Bye bye.